In this video, I'll show you how to create a design in HelioScope. Start by clicking the New Design button on the Design Home. The pop-up will give you the option to rename your design, or you can just hit Create and you'll get the default name. We're now taken to the Designer, which is a satellite-based layout tool. The first step is the mechanical design, which is done based on field segments. A field segment defines the modules used, their orientation, and the racking design. So we can draw a field segment on the map by clicking multiple points to make a shape. As we close the shape up, we then get the option to set the definition for the modules and the racking design. And as I hit save, it populates that field segment with modules based exactly on the rules. We can now change the azimuth to align with the building, and it will redraw the modules accordingly. I now refine the field segment to work around the obstructions on the roof. Notice that every line segment has a gray circle in the center, which can be clicked and dragged to create a new point on the field segment. Finally, as we hit Update Field Segment, it redraws the modules, keeping them away from those obstructions. I now go back to draw a second field segment on this other rooftop. Notice that as we complete the object, it's going to populate it with the exact same module in the exact same orientation as the first field segment as a default. Additionally, we can now go back to the field segment home, and in this case again draw a third field segment on this third rooftop. Once again, this object can have as many points as we want it to, and as we complete the object, it's going to be populated with the exact same module and same orientation as the first two. Now that the mechanical design is complete, we move to electrical. First, we organize the field segments into electrical groupings called wiring zones. In this case, I'm going to put that east rooftop separate and put the two arrays on the west side together. We now go into the wiring detail, where we choose the inverter. In this case, I'm going to go with the string inverter. We also choose and modify the inverter quantity. And finally, we can choose and confirm the string length, which will define the voltage at the inverter. As we hit Generate Wiring, all the modules are assigned to strings based on the rules. And we also have conductors that route from each string to its corresponding inverter. We can move the inverters around, and the wires adjust accordingly. I now go to the second wiring zone and do the same thing. Again, choose the inverter, adjust the inverter quantity, generate the wiring, and even redo the string wiring, and notice the modules will be reassigned to strings with the new string count. And finally, move the inverters around, and you can see the wire distances being automatically recalculated. And with that, we're done. The final step is to hit the Save Design button, where the full detail of the design is saved, including each module's location and orientation. We can view that detail by going back up to the project level, clicking on the design that we just created, which will pull up the summary of the full bill of materials, as well as the detail of how the system was designed. And that's how to create a design on HelioScope.